Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel APM Guide. In this video, we are going to discuss about the APM log levels. Okay, so we'll see what are the log levels we have under APM. Okay, and we'll discuss about each and every log levels. Okay, first of all, we understand what exactly the APM log levels. See, APM uses log levels to control the verbosity, that is the amount of information of logging output generated by the server and the driver. Okay, they help filter log based on their importance, making it easier to debug issues or monitoring the test execution. See what exactly mean by. So in short, if you want to say the logs levels, right? When you started the APM server and we run the any script, okay, it generates certain amount of logs. Okay, we have seen the APM server, right? We see certain amount of logs. To control the logs, okay, what type of amount I want, which type of amount, okay, amount of log, the amount of information I want. To control that one, we use log levels. Got it? So the logs which are generated under the APM server, okay, we can able to specify amount of information, okay, which I need to see under the APM server. We can control by using these log levels. Okay, that is the one thing. That is the meaning of log levels. Okay, here we have the log levels in APM from the least to the more verbose, that is the more information. Okay, the log levels we have, 5 log levels we have under APM, that is the error, warn, info, debug, trace. Okay, coming to description, we'll do practically and then we come back to our we describe about these log levels with the example here. So first of all, how we can able to specify log level in APM. Here we can specify log levels in APM in 3 ways. One, by using command line. Okay, one by using the when you are starting the APM server programmatically, there you can mention the log levels. One by using the configuration file. Okay, so here we have the log levels specified by the command line. How we can able to do it? I show practically here. So open the command prompt. Just type apm space double hyphen argument. It is log hyphen level. Okay. Please note that if you not mention any log level, so if I not mention any log level, if I start the APM server, the default log level in APM is debug. Okay, what is the default log level in APM is debug. If you want to specify explicitly that APM server should display this level of information, then we had to use the argument called double hyphen log hyphen level. Okay, here you can able to specify which type of log level I want. We have info, debug, warn, okay, and trace. And one more is the error. Okay, these are the 5 log levels we have under the APM. Okay, so you go back to command prompt. So here I can mention the info, warn, trace, debug, and error. Okay, now I want info. Just type space the log level space info. That's it, info. Okay, click on enter. So the log which is generated under this APM server, the level of information will be the info level. Okay, so what is info level? Okay, if you see this one, see the log level under the info means shows the informational message including basic step and flow. Okay, if you are using this log level info, shows the informational message including basic steps and flow. Okay, when to use this one? Best for general monitoring or initial debugging. So in this case, we had to use the log level info. Okay, and coming back to command prompt. Okay, so our API server start with the log level info. Okay, so this is the way to specify the log level in command prompt. Okay, we will see how to specify in the configuration file. So close this one. Okay. Now we'll go to the configuration file. So under our Eclipse, already have gone through how to create the configuration file. So we have under config files, we have the appium configuration config file .json. Okay, if you open this file, you can see here you have an argument, the key and value page, that is the log level. Okay, so I specify the log level info. Okay, instead of info, I can specify the log level one, debug, trace, error, like that. Okay, certain amount of information I want. Okay, this is the way to specify under the configuration file. Okay, second way is see. The third way. The third way is when you are starting the Appium server programmatically. So there, how we can able to specify this log level. Okay, just go to the already I created the code for to generate the Appium server. So under the start Appium server package, we have one class called start server by using classes. If you open here, if you just go scroll down, here we have specified one method called with argument general server flag dot log level. So it says add server flag with the log level info. Means if you are using this one with argument general server flag dot log level, here also I mentioned info. Or you can specify what type of log level you want. One debug, trace, error, like this you can mention. So we can specify log level by the command prompt, configuration file. So this is the command prompt. Command prompt. Okay, you had to use argument called double hyphen log hyphen level. If you are using specifying in the under the configuration file, we had to use a key that is the log level and value info or debug or one, whatever maybe it is. Okay, what type of log level you want. Okay, and if you are using programmatically, we had used the with argument method and we had used the general server flag is enum dot the value log level and we had specified what type of information we wanted is info debug one. Okay, so three ways you can specify the for Appium server. Okay, what type of log level you want. Command line, configuration file, programmatically. Okay, we can know how to generate this log file, ways to generate this log file. Okay, now go back to our PPT. Okay, and we have gone to the what info right now. Here we have combination also. So it's a combination. So what exactly combination? Okay, here we have Appium. You see this one Appium double hyphen log hyphen level. Okay, so we have seen info debug test site. Here I mentioned combination debug colon error. Info colon error info colon one. So you can see the combinations here, which are valid combinations here. Okay, you see info colon debug info colon one info colon error one colon debug. So for each and every log we have the combination we can use it. So why you want to use combination? Okay, why you want a combination? Okay, so first of all I'll open the framework here. If you see the Appium framework, the information we send from the client to the Appium server. Okay, from Appium server, the further the information passed to the end device through through the driver framework. It may be UI automated for iOS for Android, for iOS XUID framework. So information passed from the client to the server is known as the server level information. Okay, okay, and from server to the end device this is known as the driver level information. So we have two type of information: server level, driver level. Okay, if you see the PPT here, so log levels we can specify generated by the server and drivers. So some logs are generated by the server, some logs are generated by the driver. Okay, so these logs. Okay, suppose I want this, what type of log I want for server, what type of logs I want for driver. Okay, suppose I want for server, I want the info, but for driver, I want for debug. So you have to use this combination. Info colon debug means info for the server, debug for the driver. So if you see here, debug colon info means for APM server logs at debug, driver logs at info means for if I mention directly info or one all these things means it is uniform for the server and driver. Okay, if you go here, so the logs which is generated by the APM server and the driver is same. Okay, both are info level log levels. Suppose for server, I want info and for driver, I want debug. So then how I have to use info colon debug. Okay, so I run this APM server in command line. Open this command line here. So yes, a APM double hyphen log hyphen level. Okay, here I want for server, I want info level of log level colon for driver, I want debug. Just mention like this. Means you are dividing the log level for server and log level for driver. Means we are specifying for server, I want this type of log level. Means that log is nothing but information, level of information. Okay, so level of information is nothing but log level. Okay, so here the level of information for driver server is the info. Okay, and for driver it is debug. If you click on here, see APM server started with the log level info and debug. Okay, and if you see here, what is the log level? Okay, log level here for see what error. Okay, if you see what type of information is source for log level error. Shows only errors that occur during execution. Okay, means if you use log level error, okay, without any combination, the log level for server and driver is error only, shows only the errors that occur during execution. Okay, so if you want to see the example, okay, for error, suppose we have APM encountered internal error running during the command. Okay, this type of errors, that is a new session could not be created. So this is the example of the log level error. Okay, and next is the warn. So when we have to use this one for error, use in production or CI. Okay, continuous integration to focus on the critical failures. In this case, I had to use the log level error. Okay, the next log level is the warn. Okay, when we had to use what exactly is warn log level? Source warnings and errors indicate potential issues that may not stop execution. Okay, this is a warning. So, warn means just to give a warning where the indicates potential issues that may not stop the execution. Okay, so example we see. The example is the APM difficult capability. Suppose I have used some capabilities which are the deprecated. So this will give a warning. Just give a warning. Okay. So you are using this phone so capability, it is deprecated. So just give a warning. Means it will not stop the or execution. Okay. That type of information is a warn. Okay. And when to use this level of log level. Okay. That is the use when debugging potential and potential setup and conflict problems. Okay. In that case, we have to use this one. Next is the info log level. So source informational messages including the basic steps and flow. See, I want when I run running the APM server with this log, it will show each and every information. Okay, small information, every information is source. Okay, so source information messages include basic steps and flow. Okay, and when the example we see here is the APM, see, you can say APM so and so server started on port number. See, this is information, just give it information. Okay, when we had to use this one during development or detailed troubleshooting. So, in that case, I had to use this log level info. Sorry, okay, best for general, sorry, just for general monitoring and initial debugging. So, in this case, we had to use the log level info. Okay, and debug. So, develop debug. So, it is a default log level under APM. Okay, if you not mention the argument log level, automatically the information that is log level is the debug. Okay, source debug shows the detailed debug information, including the capability, session data, everything it shows. Okay, so when, for example, we see first. So example for debug is the APM checking with the ADB is present at the so and so location. Okay, that is a debug. And when to use this one? Use during development or detailed troubleshooting. Okay, so in that case, we had to use this log level debug. So one more we have trace. So here no need to mention about this one, it automatically comes. Okay, so extremely detailed logs, including HTTP traffic and internal driver messages. Okay, and example is the post request. See, we have seen right when you are starting our APM server, so it's sending some message from the client. Okay, this information when you see, when the information is requested from this client to the server, then we have the HTTP. Okay, that is one of the trace. Log is trace. Okay, so go back to PPT here, and this is the example is the HTTP request post session like this. This is the example for the trace. So when we had use for low level debugging or driver plugin development. So in that case, we had to use this log level trace. Okay, basically we have four these log levels we have. So trace will automatically generate here. So no need to specify this trace. Okay, so you got it right. What exact log level you have in an APM? The default is the debug. Okay, so when what is the best case we had used when we had to use this? Okay, see, suppose I want server this type of information, just mention which type of log you want. For driver, which type of information you want. Okay, so when you are not using any plugins or drivers, better to use info for the APM server, and we can use the info debug one for the drivers based upon our requirement here. Okay, so based upon requirement, we combine the combination here, one for the server, one for the driver. Okay, this is the use of this one. Okay, and now what I will do, just open the this one and take some example here. So here we can see the class, right? So here we mentioning the log level. Okay, info, and I want to start the APM server, and I want to run, and I want to show the information here. Okay, just what we'll do. See, if you see here, I have the emulator started here. So I want to run this. I want to start the APM server and I run this class. Okay, that's a script. Okay, to see the logs. Okay, so I start the APM server by using command line. Let's say APM argument. I'm using the log level double hyphen log hyphen level, and the information I'm using the info. Okay, level of the log is the info. Okay, yes, like this, and click on enter. So this is the log generated by the server. Okay, this is generated by the server. Okay, and here the level of log for the server and driver is info. Okay, so it says already done. Yeah. Okay, just a minute. I need to close that one. Okay, stop this one, and here once again I'll run this. Okay, now we have started the APM server and we have mentioned the log level info. Okay, now we run this script. Nothing I mentioned here, just I want to give the capabilities, and so I'm not giving anything here. Okay, just say run here, test into test. Okay, see this type of logs. See, you can generate the logs. One is for server, one is for the driver here. So I want to show this one post session. This is a trace. Okay, this is an example for trace. So this is for APM. This is for a server. So this all these things is for server, and this is for the driver. Okay, this is log generated for the server and for the driver. Okay, so this is the level of we can generate. The you can specify the APM server what type of log level you want. Means if you want to conclude this one, the log level is nothing but the amount of information to be displayed under the APM server log. That's it. Okay, so amount of information I want to display under the APM server logs is nothing but the log level. If you mention the particular log level, the amount of information will be vary for each and every log level. And wherever you want to use this one, what type of information I want is a debug, warn, error. As I mentioned, I'll close this APM server. Okay, if you see what type of information you want. Okay, so only errors use the error log level. So for warnings use the warn log level. For information messages info. For debug information use debug. And if you not mention any log level, it will be debug only. And for extremely detailed logs use the trace. So if you not mention, no need to mention the for trace. Okay, automatically comes here. Okay, and if you want to use the combined, okay, multiple log levels specifically for server and the driver, you can use this combination here. That is the nothing but the here example is the debug colon error. Okay, this is for a server, this is for driver. So this is how we can able to specify the log levels for APM. Okay, you can specify info, warn, debug, error, or you can use a combination. So if you use the combination, it meant to find the first is for the server and second is for driver. So this is all about the APM log levels. Okay, if you like this video, please click on like button, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.